So a subscriber asked me to do a video on what mistakes women make, because it seems that no matter what she does, she seems to not be able to do the right thing, and so relationships start and it either fades because of either a fault of hers or the other person, and she's turned off. Now, the first thing I want to say as a prelude to what I'm going to say is that women need to be very careful of not doing self-talk, not being emotionally controlled or controlling your own emotions. There's a thing called a female assassin when a woman is dating a man that she uses based on female hypergamy to cancel out a guy. So she actually goes on that first 3 dates to see what flaws this man is going to come with, be it his hygiene, be it his clothing, sometimes just something simple as his posture, or one word in a sentence can cause her to not be interested and turned off. And sometimes these guys are just simply nervous, and they really care about you so much that they will say and do stuff that is not really them. And you need to be able to see if he's nervous and he just really likes you, and so he's doing something, and try to find it being cute instead of being something to cancel him out on. All right, because he may even dress differently from how he naturally dresses, and you may like how he naturally dresses, but he's trying to impress you, so he's trying to change up how he actually dresses. All right, so down to the list, I have 7 things here that seven mistakes women make when seeking a mate. And so the first one is not understanding or doing any research on his ancestors. So in saying that, it's very important that you understand, know, and find out as much as you can about his family. Find out as much as you can about his father, or as far as his grandfather, or even his great-grandfather, if you can. Because those things are going to be the foundation by which you would make your assessments on, or he would have traits in DNA coding from all of them. All right, so it's very important, and it matters because you can find out if there were any wealthy or any successful, any independent thinkers, any business people, any inventors, any creators, any womanizers and cheaters and stuff like that. It allows you to really have an understanding of what he comes down from, that lineage. And so, because there's a lot to be told in what a guy's mother and father does and grandparents does, because these are something really serious called a generational curse. And you don't want to get yourself into a generational curse. Basically, all families really have some form or the other of generational curses, but you need to find out what is okay for you. All right, even if you have a generational curse and you can find someone that is in alignment with that, it's not really good, because what you want is someone who can help you to get out of that. And sometimes a generational curse can simply be you worry too much, or you are not a risk taker enough, because it's a family thing and you just think and operate with it in a paradigm and a box set by others, and that person can help you get out of that. It may be religious, it may be many things. So be careful in choosing that, and try to seek some kind of spiritual guidance and follow your intuition as to how you feel about that person's ancestry. All right. The second thing is not knowing or understanding his spiritual belief. Most people actually follow some kind of religious beliefs that they know nothing about, but it's simply because their parents told them that this is what it is, and so they have never read it, they have never really go and study it, and they're boxed in a religious structure that creates a paradigm in actually who they are, and that is a very dangerous thing. So it's very necessary that you find out his spiritual belief and understand it, and do some research in your own, and do some research into his as well, to ensure before you decide to go in any depth or any kind of relationship with him. All right, so this one is very important in understanding who you are as a person, because if you understand who you are as a person, then you would understand who you're not or who you should not be. And if you understand who you should not be, then you know what you don't want in another person or life. And if you know what you don't want in another person or life, it means that you also would know exactly what you want. Write it down. Write down what you want as an individual. It's the only how you're going to be able to create the vibration and the energy necessary to actually have what you actually want in a person. Write down what you actually want in a person. Write it down in very great detail. You'll never build a house without having some kind of a floor plan. So then why would you go into a relationship without planning what you actually want and who you want? So the fourth thing is not knowing his purpose. Don't go into a relationship with a person not knowing what that person's purpose is. Because you need to know what you're going to align yourself to. It can't be because he looks good. You must know his purpose, because his purpose is something that's going to significantly impact you. That is what you're going to be expanding. Alright? So you need to really know what his purpose is. You need to understand his belief. And I'm not talking about spiritual belief here. I'm talking about his ability to go beyond. It's only how he can push through when difficult challenges actually come. And you need to know if his belief system, his faith, his purpose, his mission is in alignment to you as well. And that he can work with you and hold your hand to walk you through, to penetrate whatever obstacle comes in that way. The other thing is, you need to make sure that he is emotionally intelligent and, if possible, gender intelligent. These two things are going to be the foundation of that relationship you're trying to build with that person. Because if he's gender intelligent, he understands a woman's needs and he's able to meet your emotional needs. If he's emotionally intelligent, he's not going to be going off on a tangent and arguing at every little thing with you. In fact, a man really should never really argue with his partner. He's supposed to be able to diffuse it because she's supposed to be the emotional creature. So it's very important that he understands that, and you understand that in seeking a mate to be able to spend your life with, it's going to be easier on you as well. And the other thing is, if you are too masculine, this is 7th point. If you are too masculine, it means that you're going to diffuse him. He may find you attractive and your masculinity sexy at the beginning, but over time in that relationship, you're going to diffuse him. And what happens is, if you are a masculine woman and you're falling deeper and deeper in love with this man, it means that you are going to become more feminized, because the more you go into love is the more estrogen and oxytocin and dopamine is going to be operating in your system. And you're going to not be as masculine as you are, because you're going to submit to him unknowingly in many areas. May not be all, but in most. And because he knows you to be masculine and feels that masculine energy from you from the inception, he's a logical creature. He doesn't move and think in waves like you do. You can fall in love now and be hating that person in 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes after that you can fall in love with that person again or be in love with that person again. He doesn't operate like that. Who you are at the beginning, early stages of that relationship, is who he's going to continue to think you are, unless you show a drastic change or tell him that you no longer are that person. Alright, so you don't want to be in a situation where this guy finds you to be masculine and he gets turned off because he feels that you're challenging him on everything that he said. And I'll give you a little caveat. I'll put in one bonus one into this for you. And this has happened with a friend of mine who I spent a couple hours with recently. And in spending 3 or 4 hours with her, I had to correct her and stop her from saying stuff at least 50 to 60 times. It was that bad. And so women would say some stuff that are totally and absolutely unnecessary. He's asking you a simple question, and you would not answer yes or no. You will say, what do you mean? What do you think? So why am I here? So what do you expect? That is unnecessary in a relationship. It's a challenge to a man, Because if a man were to say the exact same thing to you, if you ask a question like that, you will feel challenged. If you ask, babe, do you want something to eat? And he says, what do you think? It's going to be a negative to you. And so for a man, it's going to be a negative to him as well. And what that does, it depolarizes the relationship. It can happen very early on, or it can happen very later down. If you are too much of a male figure and you are not able to communicate as a female, it's never going to work out for you. A man requires some very simple thing. A woman who can cook and a woman who can submit. Not because you have heard people say that submission is bad without understanding what submission is. Submission is the core essence of a woman, or being a woman. It's very simple, it's just that straightforward. And unless women can understand that that is a requirement of theirs, it's part of who they actually are and not what this world has caused them to think they need to be by following a feminist movement, they would be in a relationship that has a much less negative implications and a long and lasting, healthy, passionate and sexual relationship. Alright? So like, comment, share and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you want to hear next. And bye for now. We talk soon.